Recently, I moved to London and I don't know many people here. And so I've been doing a little bit of cold outreach. And with that cold outreach, I've managed to get some 30-40% reply rates, which is insanely high, by the way, if you've done any kind of cold outreach. But I don't do it at scale. I've also been running a software company for 3 years. And that's the reason why I moved to London in the first place. It's to find more clients here. The long story short is I make a video for people. I make a personalized video. I send it to them. And I almost always get responses from people who honestly are, like entrepreneurs who are years ahead of me and who probably shouldn't even be paying attention to whatever I'm saying. And I just want to speak a little bit on how I did that. And maybe you can too, because I think it's one of the things which has been most beneficial to me. Now, firstly, why is this even important? Other humans are how you make things happen with leverage, right? You need other humans to help you in business. You need clients, you need employees, whatever. You need more people. The right people are the singular thing that will 10x your business way faster than you can possibly imagine. It's just one right conversation, one right client, that is 10x more than your last client or 100 times more. You have no idea that option even exists and they just take you to the next level. Or, that 1-star employee, the 1-star client, whatever. There's somebody out there with more skills than you have right now who can crank up the notch for you in a way that you can't do on your own. And so finding that person, I think, is extraordinarily useful. And you only do that by just meeting with more humans and having more relationships in general. You never know who you meet. Firstly, you're more likely to get clients. Obviously, I work a B2B services business, and so it's really important for me. The right people take you really far. You have to create relationships in order to stumble across these people. You need to create relationships to close new clients, to close better hires that, would otherwise not work with you. In these relationships, you never know who introduces who. And that is the way that you can get some really, really big clients when you otherwise can't market to them directly. And also this form of marketing, I think, is really, really powerful. It's how you make much bigger deals than you have before. Now on the part about how I make these videos and whatever, there's no extremely special secret recipe. It's basically, I just make the video really, really short and I make it about them. For example, it's going to be less than a minute or a minute 30. Like I try and keep it really short and I try and speak about them. So rather than, let's say, oh, hey, John, I'm a developer. I do this. I've been just moving to London and I don't have any friends. It's all I. It's all about me. And I think that's a big turnoff in general for most humans. People care about themselves. So if you just talk about yourself, they don't really care. They don't know you. Why should they give you the time of day? So start by trying to say you as much as possible. Hey, John, you seem like somebody really, really cool because I learned about your experience here and there and whatever. Or, hey, you started a company when you were still, whatever. Or you've been in product for 10 years. I find that fascinating and I hugely look up to you. This is in my videos especially, but when I go to entrepreneurs who are ahead of me in the game, like I come from a place of humility and very much I go to them and I say like, hey, listen, you're somebody who I look up to. I think your experience is really, really cool. For whatever reason, I'm interested in your company. There's no hard sell. There's no hard pitch. And I say, I would love to meet you. I'd love to chat. At the very end, sometimes I will talk about what my company does. And so, hey, Jasper, hope you're well. I found out about you through this other guy that I spoke to, and I think you're really, really cool. And I saw the stuff that you're doing with your company, and it's really cool, whatever. At the very end, I've just moved to London. I've been in business for 3 years. I run a software consulting company. We're trying to help more companies through data, opening up a couple pilot projects. And I thought that might potentially help you guys out, but no problem about that. I just wanted to say hi, whatever. My approach to these things is very much from a basis of humility and wanting to meet people who are ahead of me and get advice and things like that. That usually is enough to get a foot in the door with meetings and things like that. Like I've been able to take people out and from the video, I take people to a lunch. There's no pitch in either of these settings. This is what I do to foster relationships with entrepreneurs who are ahead of me. Now, in the situation where you need this specifically for clients, if you make a personalized video and you say, hey, John, are you looking for email marketing? Because I do this and blah, blah, blah. It'll work better than plain cold outreach. I'll give you that. But I think the best way to do that is by starting by asking to do some free work or give some proper, genuinely valuable lead magnet. I used to really misunderstand lead magnets because I would think like some guide, here's our 10-step guide on how to scope your application, whatever. That stuff's really useless. Like realistically, I can Google that on ChatGPT. It's not something that's fundamentally useful. It hasn't taken you any time to actually create it. Are you genuinely giving away any value if it did not take you time to create that resource, or if it didn't take you time to learn that skill in the first place? And I'm realizing this, and this is one of the things that I'm working on is basically creating more valuable resources for free, and also just doing a little bit of we're doing more pilot projects, especially for clients who are slightly larger clients that we want to move toward, right? So higher revenue ranges that we want to make sure we close them as a client. client, we're starting to do like more free projects and things. That's part of what I'm going to be doing, is outreaching with personalized videos. So every video I make personally, I say their name, whatever, I speak about them, I read up on them, I spend 15 minutes researching them. It's not that long, but it can make a massive difference. If I want them as a client, I will start by trying to ask, hey, do you guys have this problem? Can I help you solve part of it? Can I help you? Can I build you guys a data dashboard or something like that? If people say no, it's because you're not solving a real problem. I don't do loads of email marketing because right now my business is small and I'm focused on other acquisition methods. Now, I'm not trying to acquire customers across every single outreach channel there is because I don't have the resources to be focused on all of those. So I'm just focused on a couple. Now, I've had people email me and ask if I want free email copy templates, whatever. I don't, because I don't have an email problem. That's not a problem that I have. And so no matter how hard they sell me, I'm never going to buy whatever they have to sell because I don't even want the free thing. Why would I want the paid thing? You want to send people stuff for free. And if they take that and if they use it, if they actually apply it, then you might be onto a customer. And I think that's one of the best ways to try and find new customers from scratch. Make personalized videos, try and solve problems for free, then charge some more. But it's really a case of like finding the people who have the problem that you can solve. And if you don't know what problem you solve, it's worth thinking about what problems are you able to solve? What problems have you solved for yourself in the past? So one of the problems that we've solved in our company is basically we managed to 10x our client lifetime value from our first client to our most recent client. Our first client was worth, just literally right under 10 grand USD. Our most recent clients were worth 70,000 and 100,000 each respectively. And so we can help other businesses increase their client retention and LTV, for example. That's one thing. We also helped a client do that through a feature build and stuff like that. If you don't have particular skills, right, that you can use to solve problems, you can think about the skills that you could give out for free to start with. I want to add a caveat here, which is in order to find the problem that you solve, you actually have to find problems, not skills that you have. What I mean by that is one of my big mistakes is I got into the development agency game and I said, okay, we have development services. This is what we provide. This is a skill set that I had. I didn't realize is that I hadn't picked a problem to solve. And so I basically threw my skill set at anybody who had money and had a problem and needed my skill set. And it's very, very hard to target people because you're not really focusing on any one problem. You're just finding people with a need for a skill set, which is a massive market. In the case of development, almost everybody needs some form of development, one way or another. And so it didn't really do me any good. And so if you are in the business of selling some kind of skill, I would recommend trying to figure out what problem are you solving for them and going down that route. I think it's a really, really useful kind of brainstorm exercise. Anyway, if you've made it this far, I really hope you enjoyed it. I think the stuff about sending personalized outreach videos are the really massive one for me. Like I kept trying to do outbound email automations, whatever, and it was useless. Feel free to comment if you have any questions. I record every day and I have good videos from comments and things. So I do try and pay attention to those. I'm actively taking more initiative as well to make better quality videos, like more tactical things. And so if people have any tactical questions about building a business from like 1 to 10, feel free to drop those. I will try and pay special attention.